Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Growth Stocks channel. Today I bring you a new video. Specifically, I will give you the top online retail stocks. This has been a hot sector quite recently with very strong performances year to date for many stocks. So I think it's definitely a sector to watch now and specifically to focus on the best stocks in this sector. So these stocks I give you today have excellent momentum characteristics and good growth. So I think these are the top online retail stocks. So before I start right off with the first stock, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. Okay, everybody, so that was it for the intro. So let's start right off with the first top online retail stock. And as you can see, it is FVRR, Fiverr International. Here you can see the longer term chart of Fiverr, and as you can see, it was a recent IPO in June last year. After its IPO, it formed here a nice IPO base, and it could break out from that IPO base around April this year and trade to the upside and form a nice and strong uptrend. The short-term chart here you see for Fiverr a strong uptrend, and recently here we have been building a shorter base, and we could break out in Fiverr out of that base. So Fiverr is looking very strong from a technical standpoint at the moment. Fiverr's growth characteristics: the EPS growth is not the strongest, it's minus 98%, but the sales growth is super strong with 85%, and the relative strength rating is also excellent with 99, and it's in a hot sector in the interactive media and communication services space, and also in the online retail space. So I think it's definitely a top stock to focus on and a top online retail stock. Okay, everybody, so that was it for Fiverr. Let's have a look at the next top online retail stock, and it is OSTK, Overstock. Here you can see the longer term chart of Overstock, and as you can see, we had a, let's say, from January 2018 until this year, until the March low, we had a downtrend in Overstock, but in March we could reverse, trade to the upside, and let's say we broke the downtrend around April this year in Overstock and formed a nice new uptrend. In the short-term chart, you see here a strong uptrend until, let's say, around 20th of August this year. Since then, we have been correcting in Overstock, but I think a correction is probably overdue because the move from the downside to the upside was so strong. I mean, we traded from here around $3 to $120 or more in a couple of months. So this is like a 40 times move, and now we are correcting a little bit in Overstock. Here we are near the lows, so I think soon we could find a bottom in Overstock. Overstock's growth characteristics: the EPS growth is not the strongest, it's minus 190%, but the sales growth is super strong with 110%, and the relative strength rating is also super strong with 99. So I think the Overstock is definitely a top online retail stock. Okay, everybody, so that was it for Overstock. Let's have a look at the next top online retail stock, and it is JMIA, JMIA Technologies. Here you can see the longer term chart of JMIA, and as you can see, JMIA was an IPO in April last year. After its IPO, it formed the downtrend and made its low in March this year. Since the March low, we could reverse, trade to the upside, and form a nice new uptrend in JMIA. In the short-term chart here, you see we traded up, reversed, but overall we are trending up in JMIA. JMIA's growth characteristics: The EPS growth is not the strongest, it's minus 39%, and the sales growth is as well not the strongest with minus 13%, but the relative strength rating is way strong with 97, and it's in a hot sector in the online retail sector. So, and also it's very young in the stocks company, and it looks like it's reversing and trending now, coming into an uptrend. So we are currently, we are way early in the stock run, and if we could trade above these highs here, these all-time highs in JMIA, this would look way good, I think. And so I think it's definitely a top online retail stock to watch. Okay, everybody, so that was it for JMIA. Let's have a look at the next top online retail stock, and it is PTON, Peloton Interactive. Here you can see the longer term chart of Peloton, and as you can see, it was an IPO in September last year. After its IPO, it formed a nice IPO base here, and Peloton could break out in May this year of that IPO base and form a nice and new and strong uptrend. In the short-term chart, you see that uptrend here. You can see we have been correcting in Peloton since October 16. Now it looks like we found the bottom for the short term, and a breakout from this period, sideways period here, trade a little bit and trade to the, and if we could break out here and trade to the upside a little bit, this would be a very strong sign for Peloton. Peloton's growth characteristics are excellent. The EPS growth is very strong with 2,360%. The sales growth is also very strong with 202%. And the relative strength rating is very good with 95. So I think Peloton is definitely a top online retail stock. And also one quick note, you see Peloton is a very young company, now a little bit older than 1 year. And so we are way early in the stock run. And the young companies in their first 10 years, they make their greatest moves. In the first 10 years after their IPOs, they have their strongest performances on average. So I think it's definitely important to look at these young companies and look for young companies with very strong growth characteristics, and Peloton would be one of them. Okay, everybody, so that was it for Peloton, a top online retail stock. Now we look at the next and last top online retail stock for today, and it is ETSY, Etsy. Here you can see the longer term chart of Etsy, and as you can see here we trended up strongly in Etsy, then we had a sideways correction phase in Etsy, and this year after the March low we could trade to the upside and form a nice new uptrend in Etsy. In the short-term chart here you see an uptrend. You see we bounced around these moving averages. We bounced off these moving averages, or here you can see specifically we bounced off the 100-day here, which would be around here. You can see we bounced off it, and here as well we bounced off the 100-day. Now we are, after this consolidation, we could make a new high, and looks like Etsy wants to build a new high handle here, and a breakout of this high handle would be a very favorable sign for an entry for Etsy. Etsy's growth characteristics are excellent. The EPS growth is very strong with 483%. The sales growth is also very strong with 132%. And the relative strength rating is also very good with 96. So I think Etsy is definitely a top online retail stock. Okay, everybody, so this was the last stock for today for the top online retail stocks. This was a part 1. I have planned, soon I will release a part 2 of the top online retail stocks. So if you like these these online retail stocks, why not subscribe now so that you do not miss this upcoming video? And please subscribe now also because I have many stock IDs and which I release on my channel. So why not subscribe so that you do not miss these IDs? Okay, everybody, I had fun making this video. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.